So today I'm going for core MongoDB concept, and this lesson we have briefly touched upon the structure of MongoDB and goes MongoDB. It goes over like we're going to cover basic introduction of MongoDB and MongoDB Document DB. So if you watch my previous video, we basically cover about SQL versus NoSQL and polyglot persistence, and we talk about what NoSQL databases are and how they can be used and what the benefit of using one of your system. Different type of NoSQL databases were also mentioned, as well as the most popular representative. One of these type is Document DB, which is Document DB NoSQL databases. Document database are probably closest things to relational databases to all database in NoSQL ecosystem. The document database store documents in collection. A lot like relational database store rows in table, but we will get more detail in the later. So one of the most popular representative of document database is the leading NoSQL database is MongoDB. So this is the MongoDB, the sign of Mongo logo of MongoDB. So let's go to little bit details. So basic understanding before we see all the difference which MongoDB can be used. Let's go through some of the basic concept in database. Guys from MongoDB are very proud what they call in Nexus Architecture. So this is called Nexus Architecture. And this architecture gives ability to combine proven concept and ability of relational database with NoSQL innovations. So this is a NoSQL database, always on global deployment, scalability and performance, flexibility, enterprise management, strong consistency, expressive query language, and secondary indexes. So this. Let's go in details. MongoDB. So MongoDB. So let's go about a few the terms in documents. What is documents? MongoDB is a document-oriented database. It's previously mentioned as is a certain similarity to relational databases. Instead of rows, MongoDB has a document. So a relational database has everything is rows. So each record is considered as rows. So here each record considered as a document. Unlike relational database where the information for given record is spread across many tables, all of these data are given record is stored within a single document. Under the hood, document are the JSON files. Document is nothing but JSON file, which are binary encoded serialization JSON files. Nevertheless, from programmer perspective, we can say it is JSON files. For example, we can represent user like this. So this is user ID. It's a so it's a unique ID for each user. Then name, then blog, then number. This is the JSON. There's some extra information and number of articles, street, city, journey, and company expensive. So there is a ID field which is beginning of JSON. You see here. So this means it's a kind of private underscore. So this field is unique and generated by MongoDB for every document in the database. This is where MongoDB keeps the important properties of relational databases strong. Consistency means it's a key, it cannot be duplicated. Collection in MongoDB. So this lesson we further go into the concept of document and collection. It's also give us the difference between MongoDB and relational databases. So what we are going to cover here. What is the collection? Example of collection difference between MongoDB and relational DB. So collection, what we call is collection. So collection are a group of somehow related to document, but these documents don't need to have a same structure. Here lies one of the biggest benefit of MongoDB. Developer don't need to know the schema of database beforehand, but it can modify in the schema dynamically during the development. This is especially great system where you can't get the schema quite right beginning, and there is a plenty of edge case of cover. Also this way, either problem with the impedance and mismatch avoided. That's the elimination of the object relational mapping layer. What does this look like? So well, let's say that's a previous document stored in the collection called the user. and we would like to add another document into the collection which would certain field that previous document didn't have, or we could add a document that may not have the field that previous document have. So MongoDB contain the collection has contain different document. So for example, could you so this example, this was which we said this ID and this ID. So as you can see, this document is similar but not the same, right? So what we go here is 49, and previously what we see here, this is also 49, and what we put here extra, we would like to see number of article 10 block. Let me see this article number of rubrics. Let's see. So you can see this document but not the same. This is the number of article field. It doesn't contain the number of article field, but it does contain the additional location field which is previously added in document didn't have. So company expertise, blog name, it may be. So collection of group of them, it gives the ability to add indexes to the document. Index are one of the concepts that MongoDB inherited from relational database. So different between MongoDB and relational DB. It's important to emphasize some of the difference between MongoDB and relational database. Firstly, MongoDB does not have foreign key, but it has a feature that looks like a quite similar to MongoDB. So this is just a similarity. Any object can have the reference sum of other object using the ID, but this is not automatically updated, and it's up to application to keep track of the connection. This is done this is way because one of the foreign key is introduced in relational database. It can be hard to win database from it. Thanks for the document data model. Due to the fact that the necessary information for a record is stored inside document, join are not provided in MongoDB. However, similarity mechanism called the lookup is available. Among the other differences, it should mention that there is a no equivalent multiple table transaction in MongoDB. So now let's understand basic, the command in the MongoDB. So in this lecture, we're going to learn like GRU include operation using and creating data database example using db.help, collection operation, creating collection, showing collection, dropping collection, inserting document, querying, updating, removing index. So growth operation from one of the MongoDB server is up running. One can connect using the Mongo Shell client on terminal. Our platform server automatically connect. You don't have to. So there is a one way like you can connect your MongoDB is using the command shell. All the functionality that provide the shell client provided through the MongoDB driver 2 driver are provided for all popular programming language, which means that all the features that shown in the should be done through the code. However, for demonstrative purpose, shell client is used. So what is trying? So using Mongo, start shell command. You need to type Mongo, and this will start. So I have done it previously my local, and I install. I type Mongo, and then there is a few command, and here MongoDB is started. You will see that client display the basic information such as client server version, and finally the shell client being used the prompt where the command is typed. So creating database is similar to all other database. Use database. So at the top of hierarchy MongoDB server database entity, there can be multiple databases on the single. Creating database in MongoDB is command, use command. This command, use command, when user want to switch from database to another, it will create new database. It doesn't exist, otherwise it will select a database. If one of need to check which database client connect, then you type the DB, it will show the all the available. This create the first database using terminal. So use block, switch to block. First we create block and db2. Now there is a one more command use db.help. So once your database is created, switch to db. So db is our database. The block is also database. Right, so we can say the database dot help. One of the database created connected to user can manipulate data inside the database. This is done using the many operation db entity. All option is displayed here. Help, it will give all the help information like you. db.help, db method, switch admin, and run the command. Try to command terminal above. This should be run from. So now the db.create collection name and option. So this is creating collection. Remember. Now first we as user would like to need to create collection. This is achieved by using this command db.creating. So db create collection name is user option. This is a have option. Showing collection sort of collections is like sort tables. Dropping collection db.collection name and drop. Like db collection name user and drop sort the collection. Inserting document the db.collection name dot insert the JSON data. So db the collection name is user and save. Alternative you can also use save. So the here what I did db.user.insert then the JSON data name equal to this one log something we type. Trying to above mention command terminal should give the following. So user name block and this JSON. Querying document is very simple. Collection and find is query. Find and query. So query is like find one, find all, blog.net. So this key value we need to type. This will give like that. Updating also like the updates. Selection criteria update data. So selection criteria blog and we put the blogs value blog.net and query. And similarly, way to remove, which have remove query collection name, remove indexes. So index trading, there is also a way to create index. So achieve the better performance, MongoDB provided indexes. This is not different from traditional indexes, relational data. However, without them, MongoDB must scan every document from the collection to select those documents that match the query system. This scan is highly inefficient because there are large number of data. So indexes are data structure which store a small portion of data that is easily accessible through the MongoDB. So creating index is blog, and then now we read blog, it will give the return. MongoDB So next part we are going to cover here MongoDB Compass. So we are going to cover introduction and closure. So in order for database to be more user friendly, for MongoDB have provided a GUI application called the Compass, right? So this tool gives a simplified data presentation and give ability to user to query data without knowing the detail in a MongoDB querying language. This is where user is able to see the database collection and document of one viewer. So this is admin blog local user. Another very feature this tool is able to show the server performance also. Alternatively, you can go to a robot 3D, formerly robo can be used for both. At this point, we have learned that we are using document data model in the right way. MongoDB was able to maintain and balance the good traditional database features, which is innovation in the NoSQL database project. It's no wonder that one of the most popular NoSQL databases is out there. So in this chapter, we scrap the service Mongo possibility as we were focused on using MongoDB on the document level. We saw how code be groups, operation, and cell, learn about the compass. In the next chapter, we are going to learn MongoDB features in more details. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel.